Hey guys, hope you're well. It's Talamic here with D&B Academy, and I just want to look at how we can make bases more interesting and more professional sounding. So I've got something really simple here in Serum. I've just got a sub, we've got two saw wave oscillators with a bit of detune, and that's it. There's no processing, there's no nothing on them. So how can we make this more exciting, and some little kind of tips and tricks. So step one, I would say, if we've got something like this, is to turn the random on both oscillators down. What the random does is, if I turn it up, you'll see the waveform get highlighted. It means that every time we press a key, the phase of the oscillator starts in a different place each time, and that place is random. And so each time it might start the waveform from here, it might start from here, it might start from all the way on the left, all the way on the right. It's all over the place. If you're doing things like pads and stuff like that, it doesn't matter. If anything, it adds a little bit of very, very minor variation. But if you're doing basses, get that random all the way down. And that just means that we've then got complete control over the phase. A way that you can kind of hear this audibly is if I adjust the phase of two of them, because they're random. If I adjust the phase of this one all the way here, you can hear tonally there's quite a difference from there to there, right? And so by having control over that and making sure it's not random, you can ensure that your bass is like powerful and consistent. Right, let's add a little bit of movement. We'll do something really simple for now, but you can obviously go a little bit crazy with LFO shapes and stuff. So add that detune back as well. Add it to the sub as well. Nice. And we'll add a bit of drive. Let's do diode. And we can even add that. In fact, let's do diode 1, drive up, and then do it on the mix instead. We'll add a little bit of multiband. This is going to get incredibly bright, but don't worry, we'll obviously control that. And then we'll add a filter. And a little bit of chorus potentially if we send our sub directly out. We could even add some unison. And let's add some EQ and scoop out some of those mids and add like a notch filter as well to add a little bit more movement. So we've not only got that low pass moving, we'll also have we'll set that a little bit slower. Okay, let's add some more compression. Let's add a little bit of legato. And then let's add some distortion. So I use iZotope Trash a lot of the time. Switch it to multiband mode, and we've now got control over the distortion on the low, the mids, and the highs. So the lows will add a little bit, not too much. The mids will add some saturation. And the tops will add something quite aggressive. Then we will add some filter movement, this time a bit more aggressive. So if we do a bandpass, and then we'll do a notch, and then we'll add another bandpass. Let's put some notes in. And all of this is about adding movement, right? So we're basically just making the bass more interesting. In fact, let's do it so it's... like that. So maybe halve that. And now let's just add. Again with the notch, just add some movement. And then we'll do the same again with the second bandpass. So we're all kind of just stacking up. And then we can use something like OTT to just bring back what we've lost. And we'll use a glue compressor to soft clip just to bring some of that volume back. Maybe. There we go. And then we can start kind of going through and just tweaking slightly. So I'm going to add some chorus. And we can use the remove preset to scoop some of the mids. What it does basically is just takes all of the stuff between 495 hertz and 2 kilohertz and just gets rid of it. Old metal guitars and that kind of stuff, like really kind of heavy, aggressive sounds, tend to have a lot of scooped mids. And so we can replicate that with this. And then it might seem counterproductive, but just bring some of the stuff back. And there we go. So we've gone from to this. And it sounds great. We can even do this a bit further, so we could low pass it a little bit and use something like erosion. So you can use a low pass if we kind of automate. And use that to kind of add a noise layer that's dynamically reacting to what's happening underneath. Yeah, you can do this for days, but it's all about adding more interest and putting a little bit more focus into bass sounds. So adding movement, taking out some of the harsh like synthetic saw wave top end, and then using distortion to bring some of that back, or OTT to like bring some of that back, and adding, you know, something like erosion to add a dynamic noise layer as well. One of the things that I find personally makes basses sound a little bit more amateur is a lack of processing, and also having kind of a really harsh top end. This has tops, but it's not quite as aggressive as like a raw saw wave basically, and I find myself quite often giving feedback to people that is, what's the top end on your bass? One of the simplest ways to do it is to filter it down, add some movement on that filter, and then use a load of distortion to bring some of the highs back without it being that like rough saw wave high. But there's plenty of ways to do it. As you've seen, we've done a few different ones all in one effects chain. So hopefully that helps. Any questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.